Alright everybody, I'm doing a response for CubFan7523, and I'm having a couple mixed drinks tonight because the Yankees are getting their asses kicked in the ALDS. And I also have a Jimmy Guns auction off to the side distracting me a bit, so hopefully this response doesn't go south. But basically what he wanted was us to just show your three best cards to have some kind of Cubs connection to it, so the players don't necessarily have to be pictured with the Cubs. But I'm going to bend the rules a bit as I usually do. I'm going to show more than three cards and just talk a bit about each one. And they're all going to have connections to both the Cubs and Yankees. So let's start with this one. Got this Mike Harkey rated rookie there. He was like a mediocre pitcher. I think he pitched with the Cubs, possibly some other teams too. But for the past few years, he's been the bullpen coach for the Yankees and done a nice job. He's actually had two separate stints as the Yankee bullpen coach. Some people might say bullpen coach, big deal, doesn't make a difference, but I kind of disagree. Nowadays with teams depending on the bullpen so much, you need a guy down there that knows what he's doing, knows how to manage those guys in there and make sure they get ready properly. So been liking him since he's been the Yankee bullpen coach. Again, I think he came in when Joe Girardi came in a few years ago, left for like a year or two, then came back. Here's another guy that left and came back, and actually do not have a Cubs card of him, but there's one of his Reds rookies. So he was a Yankee 1 year that got traded to the Cubs on their World Series championship team. Then the Yankees re-signed him. There are a couple of nice refractors in the Yankee uniform. But yeah, I'm hoping he could eventually win a championship with the Yankees. I think he might be the only player that would have a ring with both the Cubs and Yankees, so that would be kind of a cool little thing. But we'll see if they can do that this year, because again, they're losing badly tonight. Might get eliminated tomorrow. And so since I showed Chapman, also had to show this guy. He's the guy the Yankees got when they traded Chapman to the Cubs, Gleyber Torres. And do not have a Cubs card of him either, but a couple nice Yankee ones there. I'm kind of curious if Cubs fans like that trade or not, because again, Chapman won a World Series with the Cubs, but I kind of feel like the Cubs could have won that World Series even with another closer. So I'm not sure if Cubs fans feel that trade was a good one or not. So all you Cubs fans, let me know in the comment section if you would have made that deal to trade Gleyber to the Yankees. And I guess this is the last kind of honorable mention here, but had to show this guy, Mark Pryor. And some of you might say he has no connection to the Yankees, but you would be wrong, because he was actually drafted by the Yankees first and did not sign with them for whatever reason. I don't know if it was a money thing or whatever, but he ended up going to college instead, and then a few years later re-entered the draft, and the Cubs drafted him. But that is not where his connection to the Yankees ends, because later on in his career, when his career was kind of going downhill and he was becoming a relief pitcher, the Yankees signed him to a minor league deal, and he spent an entire season in the Yankee minor league system, but never got called up. His career was pretty much over the next few years, but yeah, he does have kind of a connection to both the Cubs and Yankees, so wanted to include him. So now I guess you could say these are like the main three, because I have some better cards of some of these guys. First, here's a Starlin Castro Bowman Chrome autograph. Was a big-time Cubs prospect, then had some good big league seasons with the Cubs, then got traded to the Yankees. Had two pretty solid seasons with the Yankees, but this offseason was traded to the Marlins in the Giancarlo Stanton trade. And this refractor here I actually got from CubFan, so really cool. Don't have a Yankee auto of him. Not sure if he even has a Yankee auto or not. Would like to pick one up if he does. But yeah, like I said, had a couple good seasons with the Yankees, but I can understand why they traded him. They had to open up some infield spots. They knew they had Gleyber Torres on the way, as well as Miguel Andujar, so there just was going to be no room to keep Starlin Castro, but wanted to include him in here because, again, he had some good seasons for both the Cubs and Yankees. Next one here is Alfonso Soriano. Again, played for both the Cubs and Yankees. Could not find even one Cubs card of him. I used to have several cards of him as a Cub, but I'm guessing I must have sent those out as part of care packages or something. But yeah, that's probably my best Yankee card of him. So he started out with the Yankees, had some good seasons, then got traded to Texas in the A-Rod deal. Spent 1 year with the Nationals, I think like one of their first seasons. Then signed a big free agent deal with the Cubs and had some good seasons there. But another question for the Cubs fans, I'm wondering if you thought that contract was worth it or not. Because again, he had some good statistical seasons with the Cubs, but didn't really lead them anywhere. And then towards the end of his deal with the Cubs, they traded him to the Yankees mid-season 1 year. And he actually played really well with the Yankees that year. I remember he played like an MVP. Seemed like he was rejuvenated. Was hitting home runs all over the place, stealing bases. And then the following year just kind of fell off the map and retired soon after that. But still one of my favorite Yankees in recent memory. And again, had some solid seasons with the Cubs as well. So I had to include him on this list. Alright, ran out of storage again while I was recording, which is always kind of annoying, but it's my own fault because I forget to delete old videos. But yeah, I forgot I was going to show this Alfonso Soriano McFarland. Again, I was a big Soriano fan when he was here with the Yankees. And I was on the last guy anyway, and this guy definitely had to be on the list because in the late 90s and early 2000s, this guy was one of my favorite players in all of baseball. Kerry Wood. 97 Bowman Chrome rookie there. That used to be a really hot card at one point. I think it was like a $70 card back when regular rookie cards mattered. But yeah, I didn't get it back then because I couldn't afford it. Never thought I would get one, but got it years later when his career was already kind of going downhill. I had two of them at one point. Not sure if I still do. Couldn't find the other one. But yeah, that's one of my favorite cards. And again, he was one of my favorite players. Late 90s, early 2000s. Great pitcher, nasty stuff. Some of you younger fans that never got to see him, look up some of his highlights. One of the most devastating curveballs you're ever going to see. And he could hit too. That was one of the things that kind of intrigued me about him because at that point I had never seen really too many pitchers that could hit. And I remember his first few years he popped a few home runs, so that really impressed me. But yeah, like I said, his career started to fall apart a bit. Had some injuries, then became a reliever when he was with Cleveland, and then 1 year Cleveland traded him to the Yankees, and that's my only Yankee card of him. Actually got that recently. It's a rediscovered Topps, but the card itself is from 2010. That was the year the Yankees got him. So yeah, just pitched with the Yankees for a couple months, but pitched really well. I was hoping they would re-sign him, but I think he wanted to go back to the Cubs because in the offseason he re-signed with them and I think pitched for a few more years before retiring. But yeah, definitely a guy I had to include on this list. And so that is it. I know this video went a bit long, but really had fun finding these cards and talking about these guys. So always fun when you get a good response topic like this. I always say I don't do the response videos necessarily for what's being given away. It's about the topic itself. So thanks to Jason, CubFan7523 for doing this. And I'll talk to you guys soon.